All right, what's going on, guys? It's the Out of the Park podcast. I'm Josh. This is my boy Raul. We
Yo.
got a special guest for you today, Cooper. Cooper, if you want to give a little introduction about yourself.
How's it going, guys? Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on. Back at it again. But yeah, my name's Cooper Blaire. I'm a double amputee and I run track and field at the University of Mount Union and for Team USA.
Wow. So you ran. I know we had talked about this before, but where did you run for Team USA?
Yeah, so the meet I did was in Santiago, Chile. It was called the Pan Am Games, if you know what that is. It's like for people who don't know, it's every country in America competes against each other. So it's like every 4 years. It's like basically like the Olympics, Paralympics, stuff like that, just with just the Americas. So it's not just track and field; it's every sport. Obviously, I only did track and field. But yeah, that was in Santiago, Chile, in 2023, November of 2023. So it's every 4 years, the year before the Olympics. That's when I competed.
Wow.
That's awesome. So
Thank you.
I have here that you're from West Virginia. How did how was it growing up in West Virginia? So I've only visited West Virginia twice now. So yeah, talk to us about
Where
that.
had you visit? Where'd you visit, real quick?
So I went to go visit a school named Salem for Salem University to go play out there for baseball, but I committed there and then I had decommitted from there. So that was the one time I got to
Very
visit. I forgot the airport and everything I flew into, and then second time I visited was just a drive by to get over here.
Yeah, that's usually how people see our state, just drive right through. But honestly, man, I've loved it. It's a very small state and a lot of small towns, and I enjoy that because I'm not much of a city guy. And then with all my running and stuff, I've always just had a big community behind me being from a small town, which has always encouraged me every step of the way. And then just going on the state in general, like in my opinion, it's such a beautiful state. I love being outside. So just getting to be involved in all that from a young age is just huge. And then, like I said, the big thing was like having that community. I'm sure you guys have stuff like that too, especially being athletes. Like the people that you have supporting you along the way, I feel like is huge in a small town compared to a big city. In a small town, everyone knows you, and I just always enjoyed that close knit of it.
Yeah, so like talking about small communities, like I know like where I went to school, Monmouth College was a smaller area compared to my hometown, which is like Miami, which go Heat by the way. We were just talking about that pre-pod, and so yeah, I definitely feel that like especially like in a small community, like everyone's supporting you, everybody knows what you do. Like even if you have a bad
Mhm.
game, everybody knows it. If you have a great game, everybody knows it. So I get where you're coming from there, and it's a pretty awesome thing to have like people who are from home, like close to home to you,
Well, like
supporting you along the way.
yeah, exactly. I think there's something about having that community and having people back you up. Like, I've had some stuff going on right now with my running, and we posted something on social media, and I just looked at it, and it's got like 300 shares, a ton of comments, like, so just people being there to back you up and support you if you need help with anything, and then just people at the same time being like proud of you, happy to be along this journey that you've been through so far, and it just like it helps me feel better, and then I'm not knocking on a big city. I've never lived there, like never lived in Miami, so I don't know what it's like, but I'm sure there's a lot more to do than there is here.
Yeah. Well,
That's the
So
big thing. There's not much.
so you like the smaller city type vibe? Is West Virginia somewhere you want to like stay for your whole life, or you kind of want to travel, or?
Honestly, yeah, like I mean, I'm at a different place for college. I'm in Ohio for college, but I'm in just another small town in Ohio. Like I'm not in any big city in Ohio. I think it might be cool to like check out a bigger city for a couple of years, like see it out. But like you said, that close knit I feel like is really important, and I like it. I think if I was to raise a family one day, I would much rather and feel much more safer raising them in a community that I'm comfortable with and that I've experienced for a long time, and in a place like this compared to somewhere huge like a New York or LA or something like that. And I don't know. I feel like I just don't get along in cities too well. It's just too many people, man.
yeah, that's true. Like in bigger cities, it's a lot harder to get around. Where like when I was in Monmouth, small city again too, which it feels like home. After being there for 4 years, like the traffic's insane. Like you kind of just miss that. If I want to go somewhere quick, I could just go within 5 minutes.
Traffic is terrible. I just got back from Paris, and I
Uh,
don't know if you guys have been like any European places or stuff. I don't know how they drive in like all European places, but Paris, there are no lines on the road, so
Oh,
they just drive, and everyone like there's no crashes. Like everyone somehow understands it, but like they'll honk at you right away, or like pedestrians do not have any type of right of way. I've realized, even if their light's green, like they'll start turning and just like you'll be walking across here and they'll just wait for you to go, and then they'll just like cut in front of you, and there's people behind. They squeeze in and out, and dude, it was I would have freaked out if I was driving there. I like my one lane back roads.
Yeah, that was a because right now we're down in North Carolina playing baseball, and that was like a bigger adjustment because the roads here, like, there's not much traffic, but like there's a lot more lanes and everything compared to like PA where there's only like 2 lanes of traffic and everything
True.
whenever I drive. So, I mean, this isn't like the bigger part, but like even when we were driving like to like Charlotte and everything, like that's a big adjustment.
But that's
But
stressful.
but I feel like I'd rather live in like a bigger city setting only because I've never like been there for a long like a extended amount of time. And I mean, I like having things to do, whereas like where I grew up in PA, like there's nothing to do. Like Walmart's like the
Yeah.
best thing
No,
around there.
bro, Walmart and Sheets were where we would be at, chilling in the parking lot or a church parking lot for hours.
Yeah.
That's all we did. I get what you mean, like having the more to do, but I also enjoyed as a kid, like learning how to find things to do like that. Like you said, like going to Walmart, because now I feel like wherever I am, I can always figure out something to do. Like we'd be going around throwing cheese at our buddies' cars on a Wednesday night in the summer, and like it was terrible. Like I've gotten cheese on my car, and it took me like an hour to scrub off. Disgusting, but like it's fun. It's
Yeah.
harmless, fun pranks that you learn how to do in a small town.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a big thing in my hometown. We just like drive by and like usually do it to your friends, but you'd like throw a piece of cheese out the window, and it would be like that cheap Kroger cheese or Walmart cheese. And it hit me once, and it hit my truck, and I had like a 20-minute drive home still, and like I couldn't just get off and get it. So I got home, and it was like smeared into my truck, and it smelled terrible. It was nasty. Like it didn't. It was the best part because it didn't like cause any problems unless you left it there for a while. Most people noticed when they got smacked by cheese. So once you got it off, it was fine, but it just smelled terrible and was all sticky. And
Oh,
but it was fun. We enjoyed doing stuff like that, man. It was some harmless pranks to get us around.
So so what got you into running track?
I started running when I was 9 years old. So I grew up in a pretty athletic family. Like, I'm just like I'm sure you guys did too. My dad played college ball. He played college basketball at Waynesburg, if you guys are close to that at all. And that's in PA. Um, and then, so I just was in sports all the time: basketball, football, hockey. I did a bunch of different stuff. Um, I played baseball too. I was not nearly as good at it as you guys were. I'm sure I was pretty bad, but yeah. So and then I got introduced to like the running blade legs. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those. They kind of look a little different. I was at like my prosthetist office at the time, who I was going to. He was the same guy who worked on like the dolphin tail stuff like that.
mhm.
The guy I was seeing, he like stopped in. He was like stopping at different places in the area, and he introduced it to me, and we started doing it as like a way to make friends. um, there's like different types of meets across the country for like amputees and people with disabilities and stuff like that. And there's one in Oklahoma called the Endeavor Games. It was the first place I ever ran at. And my parents really, like I said, they just wanted me to make new friends and kind of grow more comfortable with, who I am, being an amputee, and being around people like that would really just be like a confidence booster as a kid. So we flew out there, and I think I might have taken it a little bit more serious than people thought, and ended up running and really enjoying it, and just kind of stuck with it from there.
That's awesome, man. And so like I did research on you, man. Like you've done a lot in your sport and you've came a long way. I think we talked to what was her name?
It was Brinley.
Brenly, and she was saying like how you won states and all that stuff, and that's pretty awesome, man. Especially like
Thank you.
everything you had to overcome, especially since you were a little kid. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Like that takes a lot of character, and it's definitely made you like the person you are now, right? With strong character, thicker
Yeah,
skin. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, it's like I always tell people, whenever, because I get questions about it all the time from like kids who come up to me or just people I meet, and they always the kids are the funniest. Real quick, these kids used to ask about the transformer all the time. I thought that was the funniest thing. But adults, like people come up and ask, and I just tell them like I wouldn't change who I am if I could. Like I wouldn't choose to have feet or legs if I could, because this has made me who I am. Like you said, it's part of me, and it's kind of allowed me to do so many cool things, go to different cool places, meet plenty of cool people. So wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah.
So what's kind of like your like daily, like when you're in season and everything, like what's kind of like a daily practice for like a track athlete?
So it can be really intense depending on the time of the year. In season is a lot of intensity, but not a lot of intensity at the same time. So we'll kind of focus on different stuff. Like a Monday will be kind of like our speed day. So go to class, all that kind of stuff, and then we'll practice for that'll probably be our longest practice because we're doing different flies, different resistance starts, whether we're pulling something or pushing something. We make sure we have some type of weight on us, and then doing block starts. A lot of like correcting our block starts and not really doing a lot of them because we don't want to overdo it and kind of hurt ourselves, but making sure we're perfecting the things we can and being able to peak at the right time of the year. And then usually like a pretty decent lift Monday and Wednesday. Friday's more of like a deload lift. I'm sure you guys are familiar with stuff like that where you're still getting out there and doing something, but we'll just take Friday a little light because of having a meet on Saturday. And then Tuesday is like our real tough workouts where I wish I never ran track in my life. So depending on the time of the year, if it's late in the year, we'll do real fast running with long rest, but not a lot of them. So it'll be like really quick bursts, really just getting that lactic acid training. So we're making sure our legs are super heavy while we're running, so we can be able to finish a actual race. And then Wednesdays are kind of like an off day, like a lighter lift, focusing more on upper body, and like a cross train. Thursdays are kind of like a mini speed day. Fridays a pre meet, and then Saturday to hopefully run fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Track
running.
is a lot. I mean, so like obviously like as a baseball guy in our school and then like in the Midwest, like we had to share like when it was too cold to be outside, like we had to share our facilities with track and stuff like that, or especially our indoor area. So like I mean, yeah, everything you said pretty much is kind of like what they do too. It's a lot of repetition and a lot of like just consistency. They go all year round because they have indoor and outdoor
Yeah,
meets. So
that's
it's
the
kind
long
of
thing
crazy.
is our season lasts from our first meet starts in December and we get done in May. And then for
Wow.
me, when I keep running in the summer, I'll go until like July,
Mhm.
and then we start practice again. Technically in July, but we start as a team when we get on campus in August. So it's always a real long season for me. I'm sure you guys are the same way. I mean, college sports, you got practice all year round, anyways.
That's true. So what's like your best event? Like if you had to name your top three events, what would it be?
Probably the two. I like the
Okay.
200 a lot. Um, the 100's a lot of fun. It's like the most well-known event, but being a double amputee, getting off the blocks is really hard. I can build up speed, but I can't. It takes me a second to build up the speed. So in a shorter race like that, it's a little bit harder. The 400's a little too far, but I'll run it if I have to. And then I just recently started throwing javelin, which I don't know if you guys are too familiar with jav, but a lot of baseball guys, I mean, they can't do it because it's in season. But like our best athlete was, or best thrower, played baseball in high school and was pretty good at baseball. So now he's like going to nationals for jav because it's like a very similar throwing motion, they say.
Yeah. So isn't it
But
like
I
the
thought
one that
started
you
doing
gotta like grab it like that and you have to like throw it out? Like yeah.
Yeah, it's like the big like spear and
Yep.
or spear, and you just yeah, it's so much fun, dude. It might be becoming one of my favorite events, and I'm not a thrower. I'm not good at it, but dude, there's something like so primal about just throwing a big spear around.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I,
Like so you were talking about javelin because like my school we had two nationally ranked like they went to nationals tournament for shot put.
It's dope.
So yeah, it was pretty dope. So
Throwing,
it's
throwing
pretty
is
cool to
cool,
see all
dude.
those
It's like
events.
it's throwing is so much more like chill and laid back, but it's like, dude, the first time I did it, my shoulder was hurting so bad. I can't imagine how you guys feel after a baseball practice. Like my
Yeah.
shoulders were killing me.
I feel like I'd rather throw javelin or something like that rather than run. Like
Yeah.
I hate running.
Yeah, I would say that too. I would be more of a thrower than a runner.
I don't like running either. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. You will ask any track athlete, they will not say they really enjoy running. They just ended up running, found out they were kind of fast, and were like, all right, I guess I'm.
Just give this a
They
try.
weren't good enough at football and were fast enough. They're like, I guess I'm running track.
Yeah.
I don't
100%
think
how it goes.
I really don't think track, like I've never even considered doing like any sort of like running for track. It just never really
No,
sparked my interest.
not for me.
It's never something. It's like you play football or basketball, and they're like, all right, we want you to run track because we want you to get in better shape. And then they run
Yeah.
track, end up being better at track than football or whatever other sport, and then they just get stuck with track. It's always how it goes, man.
So like for football, like a lot of like the DBs and like running backs would do that with like the track team in our school. Like they'll do like the spring events with them. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, and it is crazy. All these football guys. Like I was scrolling through Instagram, it was like Ohio State football commit, Alabama football commit, Oregon football commit. They're like running the best times in the nation. I'm like, and these guys don't even care about track.
They're just doing it.
They're just insane.
Just
Yeah.
just for extra exercise and everything like that. That's
So yeah, I had to work at our school event one time, and we had to do the triple single leg jump. That was a real interesting event. The triple,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I was like, so they got to hop 3 times on one foot and then try to do a long jump.
what the heck.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
It's like it's like right, right, or like left, left, right or something. It's
Yeah,
two jumps on one leg, and then one jump on the opposite leg, and then it's like into a long jump.
yeah,
It's really cool to watch. There's so many cool events like that, and then like I think pole vault
yeah,
is fat. Like who thought of that?
yeah. I don't know who ever thought about that, but it seems dope though.
Launching up there. I don't know. I mean,
True,
it's a lot of cool, interesting stuff in it, but
true.
So
I
so
enjoy
you're
watching.
you're still in college, correct?
Yeah, I have my senior year coming up.
Oh wow, big year. So what do you have any like
Yep.
plans to like to run track and everything after college or
Oh, I still thankfully have some eligibility left. I didn't run my indoor season my sophomore year because of that Team USA meet was like over Thanksgiving, so my season was all messed up. So I took indoor off. So I have that left, and then I didn't run all of this year, indoor and outdoor, because I got hurt. So I still have some eligibility left, and I want to go to grad school. So I'm going to use that eligibility hopefully in grad school, and then I want to keep running after college and make a push for USA and stuff like that. Dealing with some stuff now about some like different height rules. I don't know if Brendan mentioned, but like you basically can be only so tall, and I've been having issues with that, so I can't run USA for a minute until I get all that situated. But hopefully stuff changes. So yeah, the goal is to keep running in grad school and then go from there. See how that goes. So still have a couple more years, hopefully.
wow.
That's awesome. So what's like the coolest place like that USA is taking you to?
Um, so I think the two biggest ones overseas was I was just in Paris last week, and Paris was like super cool. Getting to see that culture and everything like that. Chile was cool. One of my favorite meets I got to run at was at the University of Oregon. I don't know if you guys know anything about University of Oregon, but like Hayward Field is like classic. Like it's where U.S. nationals are, and Division One national championships are at Hayward Field in Oregon because it's like the most historic field. I got to run in a professional meet there against like actual Olympians, like like the Noah Lyles and stuff like that were there. So it was pretty cool to run there. That was probably my favorite because that was a field I grew up watching a bunch of athletes run on, and just seeing it on different professional meets or U.S. nationals every year. I was like, that's every track kid's dream is to, run on that field one day. So I would say that's the coolest stadium and the coolest atmosphere. Um, and the coolest overall experience might have been Chile, just because I got to stay in like a village and everything, and meet a bunch of different athletes from different countries, and hearing everyone's stories and learning about everyone's different cultures was pretty cool.
That's got to be a really cool experience just getting to like talk to so many different people from other countries and I mean you're representing your country so that's an incredible honor so
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you. And it's like everyone there is so proud to be representing their country. At the end of the day, like every U.S. guy is too, but every country there is just a bunch of basically kids, big kids going out there and running and having fun. And everyone's competitive, but everyone was so cool. Like the people I ran against in the 100, like the guy beforehand looked at me and was like, I think he was from like Colombia or something. He was like, "You want to trade jerseys?" And I felt bad, but I was like, "Dude, this is my first Team USA jersey. I'm keeping this one."
Yeah,
Um, but no, everyone was just like cool at the end of the day. The race was over, and everyone's always like, "Congrats!" And it's like crazy to think at a meet at kind of that stage, people are still supportive. And I think that's the cool thing about sports is how it brings everyone together.
So how did like USA get you? Like how did you make that team?
So there's different trials every year. We'll have like nationals or team trials. So that year was in San Diego, California. They had it at the U.S. training facility, which I'd been to a couple times. So luckily, I was familiar with the track, and they would take like the top so many times and like go from there. So I placed well that meet, and then I didn't know about the Pan Am Games of selection or anything. That was a couple months later. So they took the times from there and then reached out. So I was actually it was like a Sunday night. I was sitting there doing homework at the school library with my buddy, and I got like an email, and freak out in the library. So that's how they reached out there. But yeah, they have like a trials every summer where you have to basically run and compete for your spot.
Oh, man. That's hey, but you did it though. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Cool enough.
So did you like frame your jerseys or like what? Like, because if I
Dude,
probably wore them, I probably would frame them too. Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow.
that's that, and that's the silent bronze there. So that's the
Okay.
medal in there.
Oh, yeah. You
My,
placed too?
my leg
That's
is
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So I got that one, and then they gave me another one that is like the same one because it was from the Tokyo Kicks. It was before Paris.
Oh, wow.
The one with the sleeves. They gave you like a big list of everything, and you get to pick your jerseys, and then they give you like a ton of like t-shirts and shorts, pants, hoodies. So I got a lot of cool gear, which is probably the coolest part because not like some of that stuff's nice. I got this jacket that's so warm, dude.
Yeah.
I walk around, I flex that all the time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So like outside of like training for track and everything, what else do you enjoy doing?
So there's a lot of big things. Love just working out, hanging out with my buddies. A big thing I remember we talked about last time, I actually have it here. Um, Big in my faith. Always trying to read the Bible. I always give thanks to the Lord for all the opportunities He's given me. Like that's a huge part of my journey is just my spiritual life and knowing that I was made this way and in God's image for a certain reason. So I'm always trying to deepen my faith and grow that connection with Him. I think that's a big thing. I like to do some speaking to others. I'll speak at some churches sometimes and talk about stuff like that. So that's probably the most important thing. But yeah, outside of that, I like to hoop. I'm not very good at hoops, but I love to hoop. I love to hunt, fish. Um, Ride my four wheeler out here. That's another reason I like West Virginia because I get to hunt and fish and ride my four wheeler around. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it.
Yeah. So what do you hunt for usually out there?
So I went turkey hunting a couple weeks ago. I didn't get one, but we managed to, it was me and my buddy, but my buddy got one. So I could have had the shot on it. Not gonna lie, I was about to, but I let him have it. Um, then I went bow hunting. I took the crossbow out for the first time. I got a 9 point. It wasn't bad. Had a nice little drop tine. I used to go squirrel hunting a lot as a kid, but I don't squirrel hunt as much anymore. Being in college, it makes it a lot harder to get out and go hunt because I got like a 2 hour drive home and then a hour drive out to our property the other way. So it's like always kind of hard to just get, especially with track too. But turkey hunting was a cool one this year because you actually have to call them in. I don't know if you guys have ever been turkey hunting, but I think it's so fun. You're like flirting with it back and forth.
Yeah. Do you want to hear my call of the turkey?
Oh God.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
you.
Come
here,
here,
man.
turkey.
Bro, me and my friend were doing the same thing. I was doing it. He was like, bro, shut up. I thought it was. I thought you were gonna hit me with a crazy call. I was like,
No. That's my thing. I go boar hunting, so I don't do the turkey stuff, man.
dude, is boar hunting fun? Like, I feel like that'd be scary
So-
but fun. Like,
It's fun in
aggressive?
Florida. I wouldn't do it out here in North Carolina.
really?
So we get so I was like calling a couple outfitters and stuff like that. It's like, well, you got to stay out from like 2 in the afternoon to like 10 a.m. the next day. I'm sorry, they're laughing about the turkey. Again, yeah, boar hunting. Yes, it's very fun. I've done it in South Florida. North Carolina, it's different out here. I've talked to a couple people. They just kind of just put you in a stand with a feeder, and like hopefully they come by, but like. And they just like leave you out there from 2 o'clock that day to like 10 a.m. the next day, and it's like there's like black bears and stuff out there. I'm like, I'm good, man. Like, I'm not about
I
that.
saw a black bear. It was like 5 feet away from me when I was turkey hunting a couple weeks ago. Scared the crap out of me, dude. It was a black bear and his two cubs. Freaking out. I had a shotgun, but I was like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm like, bro, looking at this thing.
Yeah.
It's just looking at me.
Yeah, that's why I'm avoiding it at all costs in North Carolina and South Carolina, but also like in Florida it's fun because you get on like a big ATV or like a four-wheeler and like basically you just chase them down and gun them down, nephew.
Dude,
That's what we call it.
that sounds exciting, man.
Yeah,
I'm coming
so-
down to Florida.
Yeah, so like one of my buddies, he'll literally be like, us, like he'll be driving, and then we pull up on a hog like behind. He's like, "Gun him down, nephew!" And we just we have I have a Remington, no, I have a Winchester SPX waterfall edition, so waterfall edition, sorry, and it's a semi-automatic one, so it just pumps out 5 shells at a time. So it's like when those things are running, you gotta hit at least one.
I mean, you're bound to, hopefully.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you hit them with deer slugs, so they go down, but they take around like 2 shots to go down. Though they're pretty tough.
That'd be dope. That'd be fun.
Yeah, they're pretty
I
fun.
always wanted to try something like that. That and like bear hunting, I've been looking into because we got a ton of them out our land. It's just like might just start thinning them out, but.
True.
I think I'm just gonna stick with deer hunting. I mean, with baseball, with like college baseball, like it does affect it because like I am doing a lot of stuff in. Like during the whole season and everything, so I haven't been able to go out and like since I started college for like 3-4 years ish. So it does stink that like sports do take that aspect of life away. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's all like worth it and everything in the end.
And the thing about that, like, we won't be able to play sports like when we're older, but more than likely, hopefully, hunting will still be something we can come back to as we get older and still enjoy. And that's something my dad always told me, and I always try to find time. But like last year, I didn't get to go out. Like my sophomore year, I didn't get to go out at all. So it's just you got to make the sacrifices there.
Yeah. So I heard that you were in a video game, or you tried out for a video game or something.
I was in like a commercial type thing. It was their, League of Legends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heard of the game? I've seen like
That
clips
is-
of it.
I've never played either, but they have like a world championships every year that like apparently gets really, really packed. Like millions of people go and watch it. But they have like a big video they play to like start the ceremony or whatever. So I guess one of their characters has like a blade leg type thing, and then they want to have their promo for their world champs in 2023, and my buddy who lives out in LA reached out to me and was like, hey, they're looking for a double amputee to do this acting thing. Like, would you be interested? And I was like, I've never done acting, but sure. So, like, they asked for, like, video clips, and I sent them, and I didn't know what I was doing. And then they asked to do, like, a computer audition type thing. So I sat right here and did it, and I honestly thought I did not do good. But they emailed me back, like, a couple hours later and, like, hey, do you want to come out to LA and do this like in like next week, 2 weeks? I was like, yeah, sure. So I flew out to LA. We filmed at Warner Brothers Studios, so that was super cool to see that. Like I keep saying, I'm not an actor. It wasn't anything great, but it turned out really cool. A really cool video, and I enjoyed it. It was such a cool experience. I thank the Lord for giving me the opportunity like that. I met some guys, like this one guy who played like the biggest role in it. He was in like what's that karate show based off the Karate Kid?
Oh,
Not
Cobra
Karate
Kai.
Kid, based off.
Which one was it? Was it the
Yeah.
blonde guy?
He plays like a smaller role, but he's new. I've never seen it, but he was like new in the new season.
Me and my girlfriend are big
I don't
fans of
know.
Cobra Kai, so
Maybe I can pull up what he plays real quick. He was a super cool dude. But I don't know what his role is now.
I mean, the season they just wrapped up the last season and they already premiered it. So
Let's see.
I've only watched Cobra Kai like I may have watched like 2 or
plays
3 episodes.
yeah, well, it's good.
Quan Jae Sung.
Quan Jae Sung.
Quan Jae Sung. Yeah, am I saying that right?
Oh, was he like one of the fighters? Is he like a younger looking dude?
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, that's I know exactly what it is.
He was He was like the lead dude, and he was like a super cool dude. They were all super cool. So it's cool because they were all like stunt doubles, actual
Yeah.
actors. So it's cool meeting those guys and hearing all the stuff they were in, and getting to watch them do stuff like that too. Because like I mean I haven't spoken so much since then, but still getting to meet those guys and seeing what they're up to now is super cool. And one of the directors actually did the stunts for the first Avengers movie
Oh wow.
and that. So I
Wow.
was talking to him about that, and he said it was super cool. So yeah, I mean, just seeing all the people that go into it was like a 3 minute video, but seeing how many people it took and how much time it took was just fascinating that you don't realize about all of that. But definitely a cool experience, and I would do something like it again. But it
Yeah,
was dope,
that's fire.
Wow.
I've always wanted to be a part of a video game. That'd be sick.
dude. It was super cool watching it back because like merged parts of me with one of the characters. So like it had me running with my like prosthetics on, and
Uh,
then it cut to like a scene where it was like underneath a car, and all you could see were like my running blades,
uh,
and they like slowly like turned into like the character's like spike legs,
oh
and it
wow.
had these like wires shoot out of my hips almost and like grab a car and like pull a car towards me, and then I had to like duck, and then when I ducked, like the next person came up. So
Wow.
it was super cool to watch it all like happen, like be a part of the process, and like see it when I was actually doing it, and then see how it's finished a couple months later. Like it was pretty neat to, and it's neat to see, like I said, all the time and effort and people that go into that.
Yeah, that's a definitely a lot of time. So if you were to like get into like an acting, would you want to do shorter stuff like that, or would you want to actually be in like a movie or a TV show or something like that?
Um, I think being in like a movie or TV show would be super cool. I don't know about y'all, but like
Yeah,
I feel like that would be, like I'm
pretty
not
sick.
saying if the opportunity comes knocking, like yeah, I'll take it. But imagine being in a movie. Like if I was in Star Wars or something, bro, I feel like
Yeah,
that'd
that'd
be
be
cool.
That would
awesome.
be
We're big
amazing.
Star Wars guys, so
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a huge Star Wars. I've been rewatching the Clone Wars right
yeah.
now, so I've just been
What's your favorite
diving
one?
in.
Favorite of the nine
Movie,
movies.
dude, I basically only say there's six, but definitely episode three. I don't know.
Okay,
What about y'all?
I'm on the same.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so
Like it's the best.
it's the best one by far.
That, and then I really like Return of the Jedi, and then A New Hope as well.
Yeah,
I don't mind one and two, but episode three was just that duel on Mustafar between
Mhm.
Anakin and Obi-Wan, bro. How can you not love that?
yeah, no,
Mhm.
it's the best thing ever. No, it was the best. Yeah,
Yeah, you can't top that at all.
no,
But like I personally don't like the movies once Disney took over. I just think they
yeah,
got
7, 8, 9 sucks.
yeah, they're
It's
not.
just
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I said I don't even consider there's nine movies, bro.
yeah,
Like when I think of the Star Wars movies, I think of one through six.
Mhm.
yeah, seriously.
They were actually interesting. The ones 7 through 9.
True. So we were talking about where we went, like we were talking about like Epcot and like Hollywood Studios. So I got the full 6 foot lightsaber of Darth Maul from the Clone Wars and like the original series one. I have it like all across my TV. It's pretty sick. And then he was talking about which one do
That's
you
so
have?
I have Anakin's
Yeah.
lightsaber.
So it's pretty sick.
that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the thing? It might be similar or what you're talking about, like in at Disney, where you like build your own lightsaber.
I got one of those too.
Where
Yeah.
you're, like, dude, I heard it's expensive, but that looks so much fun.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's gotta
Yeah.
be. I mean it's Star Wars. It's a freaking lightsaber. I'll pay as
Yeah.
much money for a lightsaber.
Yeah. No, it's worth the experience.
Mhm.
You got to give it a try. If you're ever out there, go give it a try. It's sick.
Got to, man. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about doing that, but I just liked how like Anakin's like lightsaber looks. So it was just a no-brainer just to buy that one instead of actually building it. But I would say if I would go down again, I'd try that. That seems pretty nice.
Build one.
Yeah. What's
Yeah,
good about
I've only
those?
seen it on.
Sorry, but what's good about those is that like how like they actually like they're actually heavy. Like they're not light.
Yeah.
Like they're like real. Like they're like made out of real shit.
All I've ever had are like the Walmart ones, but then I see the ones on TikTok where they like actually come out and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I wish I had $700 right now.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, my brother has one. I forget where he bought it from. He bought it on somewhere online, but like when you hit it and stuff, it does different sounds. Like not even just like the sounds of like two lightsabers hitting. It's like sounds of like Darth Vader and all that type of stuff. So there's like a button somewhere, he spent,
So
I would
sweet.
imagine, a good amount of money on that, but like just being able to like see it in person and hear it, like it definitely seems like it would be worth like that type.
Worth it. If you're making big boy money, I mean, shoot.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Do you see like I think Disney might have been Disney like showed they have one that actually like shoots up.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
they press a button and it kind of opens and goes up. I don't know much about it. I saw like a short clip on it.
Yep. I saw
But
the
they
same
start
one.
selling those,
Yeah, that's gonna go
dude.
through. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend some money.
Yeah. Well,
That will
for
be
sure.
that will be pretty expensive for something like that.
true.
But like you said, worth it.
So my final question for you is, what if you could like go back in time and give your younger self like a piece of information, what would that be?
I think I should have had something cooked up beforehand. Um, I would say continue to trust the good Lord's plan and don't be afraid to just try new things. I think that's a big thing in everyone's life. Times can get tough. Like I've been reading the story of Job, times can get really hard in life and you might not understand, but you just got to realize that sometimes God's going to take something you love out of your life to be able to give you something even better. And you just don't realize that at times. So I feel like growing up a lot, a bunch of different stuff just came getting thrown at me and I'm just been just working my way through life. I feel like that's a big one. Just continue to trust the Lord, and then on the second half of just being able to try new things, just don't be afraid to go up to that person and say what's up, or don't be afraid to try a new sport, or just do whatever. You only kind of got one life, so you might as well live it the best you can and just enjoy it. At the end of the day, don't take things too serious.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
No, I 100% agree with that. I never really got out of my shell when I was growing up, so I kind of just like stayed to myself and I didn't really try like any new opportunities or anything. And I guess that's one thing I semi regret about like life is just not like going out and trying like a new sport or a new activity or something like that. But I mean, I'm pretty proud of my life so far, so I can't say I have that many regrets.
And it's good, like you're kind of learning, like just like the rest of us learning as we go. It's like now you know in the future to go out there and just take that leap of faith and go for it at the end of the day. So I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, do you have anything else?
I just want to make one last remark, man. I think like you're very religious. I play with teammates like that. I'm very religious too. Like I do my own prayers and stuff like that before our games. I think during
Sure.
our national anthems, the times I usually do them. And I think with your story and everything you've done, like it should be an inspiration to a lot of younger kids, especially kids if
Thank
they
you,
have
man.
the same issue or problems, or like not even just that, just regular people too. Like you know anybody who's like doubting themselves in their own sport, like man, you could believe yourself. Like you could do this. Like you just got to put faith in him. Like I think we talked about this on another podcast where I was like, if you start enjoying the things a little bit more naturally and just like not forcing them, or like don't be begging like God for this, or like God like help me out please, I just need this one thing, like, and if you're just like, hey, like my prayers kind of changed to like, hey, just protect me and make sure I'm not like, just make me leave today's game injury free and just protect me for today, and my
Exactly.
game
I
has
like that.
my game has evolved through the roof.
Yeah, I like that, man. I agree with you. I think that's a big step that I've had to learn from being as a kid. Like you guys probably like I'm like help me run fast, and you guys probably like help me win the game, help me, and I'm like help me win this race. But now it's just be like, Lord, whatever your will is, let's just go out there and do it. I'm gonna learn to enjoy it either way, and I think there's a big thing. It's just having fun with it and enjoying the outcome no matter what.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I just want to thank you again for coming on. Good luck with your upcoming senior season and everything you have beyond that. Hopefully you get a gold medal soon. That would be pretty cool.
I'll work on it. Thank you guys for having me on here, man. I
No
always
problem.
enjoy it. It's a blast.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so this is another Out of the Park podcast. I just want to again just say thank you. This was a great podcast.
Yeah, and it was a pleasure meeting you for the first time, like really talking to you. So
Nice meeting you and good seeing you guys.
yeah,
That's
I'll
always
give
fun, man.
you definitely follow up on your career and see what everything you do, man.
Heck yeah, man. I appreciate it.